Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is 10 Farthings here, and we are back with another commentary. TF2 playing some Soldier, and we're playing with the Black Box, Shotgun, and the Escape Plan. So today we are going to be talking a little bit about how to stay alive in pubs. Um, because in pubs there aren't a whole lot of medics, even though right now one is kind of pocketing me. Uh, in general, in pubs, you're not going to see a whole lot of experienced medics who know what they're doing. um, but if you do stumble upon one, well, tip number one, find a medic. I mean, medics are going to want to stay alive, so as anyone would want to do. I mean, that makes sense, right? They're going to want to stay alive, so you have to come to them. They are not usually going to come to you. Generally, know where your players are. These are, okay, so step number one to staying alive, or tip number one. You're going to want to know where medics are. You're also going to want to know where health packs are. So the first tip is just generally know where everything is. Your players, where there's a group of enemy players, because if you run into a group of enemy players, you're not going to be happy and you're going to be in a lot of pain. So you are going to want to know where people are, where health packs are, where sentries are. In general, know the layout. The second thing you can do to stay alive is if possible, you're going to want to keep the element of surprise. If they have the element of surprise on you, it's gonna hurt. It's definitely gonna hurt. Or at least if you can't get the element of surprise, be cautious and expect the element of surprise. If you know a map well enough, you're going to know where people are going to be hiding. You're going to know where stickies are going to be. You're going to know where sentries are going to be. In general, knowing things and understanding the element of surprise and also utilizing the element of surprise can help you stay alive. The third thing is it's kind of similar, but be extra cautious. Now, this sounds like keep the element of surprise on your side or defend yourself or whatever, but it's actually kind of different. So the way this one works is right here. This wasn't a good idea um, in a pub game if you're trying to stay alive, because usually when you're staying alive in a pub game, you're having a little bit more fun. It's going to be a lot more fun when you're staying alive, and so you want to have fun. That's the whole goal. Anyway, and I kept this in for this is kind of a side note. I did not know you could be up here, and so I was just kind of sitting up here, and I wanted to wait until they came down. So I sit up here for a while. I thought that maybe someone would run by and I could get a cool kill, but then I just gave up. So where was I? Oh yes, be cautious. This means if you're a soldier or something, you might want to spam a couple rockets in just to double check that there's no people or anything that could hurt you. You're going to want to be looking around corners. You're going to be wanting to see where your friends are dying. That's a really, really good indicator of where things are happening. So know that. Another thing you're going to want to... so that's three. Let's just recap. First one, know where things are. Two, have or be aware of the element of surprise. Three, be extra cautious. And the fourth one is always be spy checking. Spies, especially when you're a slower class such as soldier or a heavy, you're definitely going to want to know one about how many spies there are in the team, just roughly. You don't have to be counting them and seeing their different usernames. All you have to know is, oh, there's a lot of spies on this team, or oh, there's one spy, he's really good, I should watch out for him. So it doesn't matter what class you are, you can still spy check. And you have to know the signs of spy checking. A good spy will understand how people spy check and how people think and will be able to, in a way, counter it. But overall, spies cannot really counter spy checking. A spy can counter pyro spy checking with a spicicle, but even that, if you're really looking for spies, you're gonna know, and you're gonna be able to pick them out. So this means being alert of spies. This is going to mean a couple things. Spy checking, which is one, so you're just firing rockets at your teammates. Ammo in this game is not a problem. You're gonna not have a whole lot of difficulty keeping enough ammo in your gun, especially if you're moving around the map and you know where health kits are. You're not gonna have any trouble at all. Um, so, spy checking, that means shooting a couple rockets at their feet, hitting a couple scattergun shots, trying to walk through people. That's the ultimate idea. And remember to keep your face to them, because it's very embarrassing when you're trying to walk through someone to spy check them and then you get backstabbed. That's very embarrassing. So, the other thing about looking out for spies is every once in a while, just look behind you at your teammates. Is there someone who looks suspicious? If so, spy check them. In general, one big theme for staying alive is being aware. If you know where people are, if you know where the spies are, you're going to survive and you're going to have a more fun time playing TF2. Okay, so that's the fourth thing. The fourth thing to staying alive. Now, the fifth thing is it's kind of an interesting, but know the setup you're using. Know the setup you're using. This means you're going to want to make sure well, this has two parts actually, because you're going to want to know the setups that other people are using. But knowing the setup that you're using, like for example, I'm using the black box, which means I can take a couple more hits. I can be a little bit more out there. And I can hit people, I can go in for the extra shot because I know if I hit someone, I'm going to get 15 health. If I was using, say, the cow mangler, I should say, uh-oh, I need to back up because it takes longer for me to reload, and I'm not going to be able to get those rockets out. Same thing if I was using the buff banner. I'd say I want to keep my buff banner charge. I'm going to be a little bit more cautious and maybe not go for that extra kill. An example for pyro, if you're a W plus M1 pyro, you're gonna have to kind of be a little bit more willing to die, I have to say. But you have to know to go out there, because that's your best chance of survival. If you're something with a phlogisinator, you're gonna get creamed at long range. You're gonna get absolutely destroyed. So you're gonna need to know the only way I'm gonna live is if I charge in there. Now, granted, you might not live. I'm just saying you have to know the setup that you're using. Also, know the setups that other people are using. That kind of makes sense, because if you see that there's a Machina sniper in the back, you got to be watching out for that, and no one likes getting sniped. That's kind of being aware of the map. You're going to have to know if there's a Machina sniper around, you're going to want to watch out for that, and you're not going to want to get hit, because no one likes being sniped. The fifth thing, not so much a really helpful hint, but, well, no, that's the sixth thing. Let's just recap what we have so far. Being aware of the map. Second thing is keeping the element of surprise. Third thing is being cautious. Fourth thing is looking out for spies. Fifth thing is knowing your setup and the setups of others. And the sixth and last tip, which isn't really a tip, is you got to be a little lucky. If you really want to get these big kill streaks, you're going to have a little bit of luck. Maybe not a whole lot of luck. A luck and, let's just put experience too, because I can't not include that. Experience does play a little bit of a role in how well you do, but you got to have some luck to get a giant kill streak. We can all admit that. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time for more. Alright, peace out.